Alright, welcome back to another online time challenge. This is again a video series where we take the fastest times floating around that week. We pick one of them and we break it down. So this week we're at Daytona Road Course and we're in the Honda NSX. So from here we'll do a breakdown of the actual lap, just straight into it, a little bit of different format this time, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so coming through, you're going to be in 7th gear and we're going to go as far right as possible without actually touching the wall. And the brake marker here is really tough. There's not really a clear marker on this this part of the track, but you'll see there's this crack in the concrete in front of the car here. Kind of as you get to that and you can see it in your vision, that's when you're going to come off the accelerator and start putting the brakes on. You're going to follow these tire marks on the road, kind of into the corner, not exactly, but you're going to be full lock on the brakes. You're going to be getting the car slowed down. You see he's going to go to the right, but not fully to the right, and he's going to carry as much speed as he can into this corner and essentially understeer the car through. He wants to try and carry as much speed as possible. So he's kind of hitting this corner, and as he's about to turn in past these white tires, that's when he's coming off the brakes fully and working straight onto the accelerator. You can see what he's doing here. He's just trying to pull himself through. So he's down from 7th down to 3rd, understeering through the corner, full accelerator, and then what he's trying to do here is just cut a bit of this curb and make this as straight as possible. So from the inside view, we're just looking for our brake marker here. It's coming up. So basically here you can see the line in front of you, the crack on the bitumen. That's where we're going to come off the accelerator and we're going to start to turn into this corner. So we're going to go full brakes, just scrubbing speed down to 3rd, and as we come into the corner it's going to lift off and then start to accelerate. So he's understeering into the corner, full accelerator, cut this curb slightly just to give you a straighter run out, and that's it. Just coming into this section, you're going to be full throttle in 4th, and we're looking for our next marker before we start coming off the throttle. Again, there's not really any clear kind of area to do that, but I guess if you're calling anything, it'd be the 3rd light pole on the left hand side is where you're going to come off the accelerator into 3rd, full brakes. Again, you're going to understeer into this corner and just come off the brakes as you want to try and turn into this apex. Get your rotation. He's going to touch the curb as you can see there, and then full throttle out. Got to make it as wide as possible without leaving the track, just again to carry as much speed through that as you possibly can. So from the inside again, you're going to go as left as you can and right around that 3rd pole. You see we're into it now. He's going to come off, full brakes, scrub some speed, play with the accelerator to get the turn in, touch this curb, full throttle out into 4th, go as wide as you can, and down this next straight. So coming into this next section, you're going to be tempted to brake here, but you're going to hold your throttle down and you're going to touch the curb as you can see here, keep accelerating through it. You're going to understeer across a little bit to the other side of the track. Once you pass this curb here, this is where you're going to come off the accelerator, full brake. You're going to be tempted to go as wide as possible here, but you don't need to do that in the NSX. He's just going to scrub as much speed as he can into 3rd, into 2nd, and he's going to get and play with the brake to get the rotation and then accelerate through. Go as wide as he can, touch his tires onto the curb here and not go too wide. Obviously if you touch the grass it's going to upset your car. So from the inside again, full throttle, you're going to mount that curb ever so slightly, understeer over here, come off the accelerator, full brakes, and then start to feather that brake as you get your rotation. It looks like, from this view, it looks like you're going to touch the curb, but you're right on that edge of the curb and the actual bitumen. Accelerate through, go as wide as possible, try and not touch the grass, it'll upset your car. So coming into this corner before the big final bank section, we're just looking again for our brake section, which is basically this road here. So as you come to the edge of this road, you want to come off the accelerator, you want a full brake, play with the brake to get your rotation. You want to touch that curb. You can cut this a bit tighter, some guys go a little bit wider, but ideally you just want to keep a tight line through here and be on the accelerator as soon as possible. You want to carry as much speed into this straight as you possibly can, and then away you go. So from the inside view, you're going to come, and right here is where you're going to come off the throttle, gear down, play with the brake, touch the curb, and then full throttle the whole way through. So he doesn't go below third. It can be tempting to go to second, but again, you want to hold as much speed as you can as you hit this bank section. So this bank section is pretty straightforward. You're just going to be full throttle the whole way through, getting up into the highest gear, and then you start to look for your next turn-in point and brake section, which is essentially the 2 marker on this fence. So you're going to come in, you're going to go as far right as you can. You don't want to touch the wall, obviously. You're going to hit the 2, accelerate off, full brake, get the rotation in, and once you're happy where you are, you're going to try and cut this, all these curbs as tight as you can without leaving the track. So a little bit tricky to get right. As you practice it, you are going to get penalized and your time won't count. But if you get it right, you'll be able to essentially understeer into this, carrying as much speed as possible. So you see he goes down to 5th, into 4th, he cuts both those corners, and then he's straight back on the accelerator, holds 4th, doesn't go too wide here. If you go too wide, obviously you get your lap time cancelled on you, but full throttle, and then back up the top speed. So to see that from the inside view, you're looking for the 3 and then the 2. The 2 is where you're going to come off, you're going to gear down, and you're going to just understeer through both of those. Full throttle, hold as much speed as you can, and then away you go into the final bank corner of the lap. So from here, it's all about just holding top speed, get up into your top gear, hold as clean a line as you can, following the yellow line around the bottom of the bank corner, and that's the lap of Daytona Road Course. To finish the lap off, you kind of want to run it as tight as possible, and you can cut the corner even more towards the end just to get a really, really tight time on your time trial. That's basically it. Happy lap time hunting. I hope this really helps.